What's up, besties? It's your girl Sheridan, and I'm back with yet another video. Y'all, did y'all watch Xscape and SWV's reality show? I think it's called Queens of R&B. Did y'all watch that? Before we get into it, before we get all the way there, let me just say I think Rocky and Mama G are the problem. Let's get into it.
When to chill, always talk about keep it real. Only till you've had your fill, then you wanna cry ill will. Really thought you know the deal.
Okay, so the whole beginning of the show is, first of all, I like the show from what we're seeing so far. I can't wait to see all of what's going to happen. So in the beginning of the show, we see the history of both groups. I don't think I even realized, like, I know Xscape came out in the 90s, but I don't think I realized that it was only 2 years before, like, I didn't realize that SWV came out 2 years before Xscape. In my head, I just think of SWV as such veterans, and I don't think of Xscape in their manner. Not that they're not dope. I think of them as 90s artists, and that's it. And maybe the reason why I think like that is because they was broken up until like a couple years ago. So maybe that's why I think like that. Whereas SWV kind of got their stuff back on track way earlier. So at any rate, after we talk about the history of both groups, we see Kandi and Tiny are together listening to some Kandi and Tiny tracks. Y'all know they have won a Grammy together. They've done some songwriting projects together. I think they had a group at one point, and I feel like it was called K-A-Z, like Kandi and Tiny. But anyway, I hated that. So, but anyway, they're together listening to some music, and then here comes Tamika, and noticeably Tasha ain't there. And so they get to talking about music and all this other stuff, and yeah, so the producers are messy in the confessional, and they begin to ask Tamika. Now see, Tasha and Tamika, that's gonna get on my nerves talking about both of them together, because that's why I keep hesitating, making sure I'm talking about the right person. But anyway, they're gonna ask Tamika, so what happened between you and Kandi? Now y'all already know what that lady said in that interview. So Tamika was rightfully like, we ain't talking about that, I already apologized, we moving on. And Kandi was like, yeah, she said some disgusting things about me, but we moved on. So, and we move, all right? So we see Tasha, you know, she not filming with the group, apparently, okay? Unless she's filming with everyone. So Tasha is with her husband and her son. So immediately, when we see Rocky and Lil Rocky, I don't know what the son name is. When we see them together, I said, oh, so either y'all are the real life problem or they painting y'all as the problem, because why y'all filming separately? Now, everybody does film separately with their family, but they made sure to get them out the gate separately. And I was like, okay, here we go. So they're outside, and she said that, Tasha says that Kandi actually introduced her and Rocky to one another. Maybe because I'm from Chicago, I already knew that Rocky worked with R. Kelly. I don't know why she didn't want to say that. I mean, what R. Kelly did was what he did. That has nothing to do with Rocky. Rocky has not been accused, to my knowledge, of doing any of the sort. So yeah, I understand not wanting to be mentioned really in the same senses as R. Kelly, but like, okay. He was the biggest star of the time, so him working with him says that Rocky kind of know what he doing a little bit, at least a little bit. And so she said they were introduced, and she had a boyfriend at the time, and she had to break up with her boyfriend for Rocky. She says that Rocky came up to him and says, listen, I'm not sleeping with her, but I do want her to be my girlfriend, and so you could lead a rehearsal. And I would have broke up with that man too if he left. Like, no, step for me. Step for me. But also, Tasha, did he really say I'm not sleeping with her? I really want to know if he said that, because that sounds like really kind of far-fetched for him to just throw that in there like that. I think you wanted us to know that because you want us to believe you as like a Proverbs 31 woman, and maybe you are, but I don't think that man just walked up to their man and said, hey, I'm not sleeping with her, but I want her. So anyway, so we get to Tiny's house, and it's so amazing to see Tiny's family again. Who is this little girl that Major is with? Like, I just can't with Major being this grown and having this girlfriend with this deep voice. Major is still the cutest, and he is really grown up. And Eris is so cute as well, and she just the singing. And it's just amazing to me that T.I. is still complaining about Tiny being in Xscape. And this is why I feel like T.I. is not, he don't have a problem with her working. He just is a control freak. He might be a narc, I don't know. But I believe he's a control freak, and this is what I mean. On Tiny and Toya back in the day, y'all remember Tiny and Toya show? What's the girl name? Tiny kind of left Xscape because T.I. was like, you don't need this, Mrs. Harris, da-da-da-da. You know, he had just come up. But when you met her, she was Tiny of Xscape. She was up here. When you met her, she was writing the Grammy Award-winning songs, and you were coming up as an artist. So when he finally decided to marry her, okay, after she done did the prison stance and all that stuff with him, you don't want her to work. And it's one thing if you just wanted to take care of her, but you kind of, when you cheated on her with Bernice Burgos, you kind of mentioned that in the cheaterization. And when y'all was supposed to break up, you kind of related her to work, like as if she's a chore for you. So that made me feel away. And the fact that you're still commenting on her working, she needs to work, so that any moment when you are out in the streets gallivanting as you have done publicly, very publicly on her, that she's just not desolate, that she has somewhere to go, and Mrs. Harris can do her own thing with or without T.I. And I love that for her. Anyway, I love the hair color on Tiny. I think whatever fillers and stuff that she got going on now is like the perfect face. Like, this is my favorite Tiny face. What do y'all think? Like, to me, Tiny looks great. This is my favorite Tiny face. I can't see if she still got the Smokey Robinson contacts in or not, but this is my favorite Tiny face. I love Tiny's personality and her accent. She be cracking me up, and she cracks herself up. That's what I love the most about her. So anyway, we get to Tamika's house, and she tells us that her husband is sexy. Okay, so she says that she was just friends with him until one day she realized, oh, I fell in love with him because they met on a Tyler Perry set or whatever. As everybody, it seems like everybody does, because maybe I need to work for Tyler Perry. That's where my husband is, because I mean, Roger Bob and Demetria met, I was going to call her Janine, on Tyler Perry set. They met on the Tyler Perry. It just seemed like everybody, well, Roger Bob, I'm not a great example, but it just seemed like everybody found their man on the Tyler Perry set. And I feel like I need to go to Atlanta because my man might be in Atlanta, Georgia on the Tyler Perry set. Okay, so let's manifest this together, besties. All right, so she meets her man on the Tyler Perry set, and they were just friends. And then one day she goes, am I in love with him? She goes to this man's house, goes in the bathroom, and comes out in her bra and thongs, as she said, which confused me because when I think of thongs, I think of the shoes, like the sandals, but she meant her thong underwear, one thong. And he was like, what you doing, girl? And they've been together ever since. And I just, Tamika's always been a wild card, and we always get too much from Tamika, so I'm not surprised, but I just didn't need to know about you and your thong or your bra and your best friend. But I'm glad that y'all together and y'all married now. Praise the Lord. Okay, so we get her talking basically like, I hope the personal stuff doesn't impact the business, and I literally don't understand why it should. Sing. In the words of the 5 Heartbeats, y'all want to sing something? Sing. Like, just sing. Y'all don't have to talk. But anyway, we then see both groups meet together for lunch. Taj from SWV has put this together. Taj body, let's talk about Taj body. Taj body is immaculate. Like, It's all natural. No shade to the girls who are surgically enhanced, but Taja's body is all natural. She's cut. Y'all know Taja used to be a model. Her husband is an athlete, or was an athlete. He was a football player, and so Taj is gym. She made in a gym, and I love that for her. Let's revert back. Speaking of bodies, Tasha felt like Tamika body shamed her because in the beginning of the episode, they let us know that they were at the Lovers and Friends concert in Vegas, and I was actually in Vegas at the time. I didn't know the concert was happening because I would have went. But anyway, they was in Vegas, and Tamika and Candy were locked out of their dressing rooms. All right, they're locked out of their dressing room trailers, and Tasha does not wait on her sister or wait to see if she's okay. She just leaves, which I think is bogus because I would have made sure my sister was okay too. Unless, did you have an emergency? Did you have someplace you needed to go? Let us know that too, Tasha, because why did you leave your sister if she couldn't get her things? I don't understand. So anyway, she posted in the group chat, like, everybody who left me can kiss my tail. Now, my problem with this is, who is everybody? I don't like passive aggression. Tamika, you should have just called your sister and said you was bogus for leaving me. Why you felt the need to put that in the group chat? Like, both of y'all is giving childish. And so, Tasha says something about kissing her butt or whatever. And Tamika said, if you had a butt to kiss. Now, in the grand scheme of life, that's not that big of a deal. And of course, the other ladies in Xscape don't feel like Tasha was body shamed. But I knew immediately when they were like, no, why? That's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to y'all because y'all have not been shamed for y'all body. Honestly, most of what I remember about Xscape is Tasha being called the fat girl. She's always been called the fat girl. And then when she lost weight, I remember they went on the Wendy Williams show, and Wendy was mentioning her weight loss and mentioning, like, you look different. Like, everybody's always focused on the way Tasha looks. So I'm sure that was triggering for her. It might not have been a big deal for y'all. It might have been funny to y'all, but talking about her weight was a trigger for her. So, Tasha, you should have got on the phone with your sister. And Tamika, you should have got on the phone when you felt offended about her leaving. But instead, y'all decided to be passive-aggressive and do this in a group chat. So anyway, we see both groups come together at the brunch, and it was clear that Tasha was bothered. Another thing is, Tasha came in and her outfit was slaying, and you're going to get that from her. You're going to get wonderful outfits. You're going to get dope hair. Why? Because Tasha has a point to prove. Y'all remember when Biggie had referred to Xscape as the ugly girls? She was called ugly and fat. Like, so now she has to dress to the nines. Now she has to look amazing. Now she has to present herself as amazing because she's always been the ugly fat one. I get that. But anyway, Tasha comes in. She gives an overall hate at everybody. But it's clear that she's not in the mood. And even Taj picks up on this. So she looks the very best of everybody that's there. And yeah, I think it's on purpose. So Tamika wants to do a full-blown production. That's what she lets everybody know. I want this one flying from the sky. I want this one coming from underneath the ground. I want this one spinning around. They don't know who's coming out when. Da, 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 da. And everybody like, girl, you really been thinking about this, huh? She's like, yes. Yes, I have since Versus. And so Taj looks over and she just sees that this is how Taj is looking. And Tasha said, like, I'm not excited. I feel like we have internal issues within our group that we need to discuss. It's not within y'all group, though. It's within y'all sisterhood that y'all brought to the group. And I never understood, right? So, like, with R&B Divas, with this show, with Braxton Family Values, all these group shows where they want to put on a concert, I never understood where they was like, well, we have internal issues, so how can we tour? I don't have to talk to you to get on this stage and sing with you. Is it just me? We don't have to talk out our issues. We not talking, but we singing. Baby, I will turn into a wonderful actress when we get on this stage. Act like all is well. We gonna sing. We gonna do this choreography. We gonna do the bump. I'ma hit all the high notes. And when we get off of here, don't talk to me because we still not talking. But I'm gonna make this money. Like, I never understood that. Never, ever, 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 ever. And so Lily and Taj were like, y'all need to grow up. Okay, Lily said it more plain. And she's like, we had our issues too. But at the end of the day, even if we're not talking, we're singing. I don't have to talk to you. We're singing. And Lily makes a great point. I think that was, Lily makes a great point. And she says, we give grace to the men in our lives who dog us out, cheat, lie, steal, all of those things. But as soon as our girlfriends do something bad, it's over. And I said that same thing when I was talking about Brandy and Malaysia from Basketball Wives. But it's the honest to goodness truth. We give all the grace to these men and none to our girlfriends, and that really needs to stop. And it's amazing how she said that. And during this time, a couple months ago, was when that lady came out with them accusations that Rocky had a baby on her. I want to know if she's still with Rocky, because Tasha ain't get on Instagram for a long time after that. I mean, she never addressed that. So, like, what's going on? But we know what's happening with your sister. You see what I'm saying? We got to fix these things. So, anyway, SWV heads out to South Africa to perform at some rich man's birthday party, and they look great. You're the one for me. First of all, Lily be killing about him. And I wish more people would just appreciate Lily's voice. And I'm so glad that Tamika brought out how dope Taj's voice is. Use your heart and not your mind. Shout out to Taj. I love all three of them can sing, you know. And maybe that's why I think of them as so legendary, because in my head, all three of them can sing, and all three of them can sing lead, even though there's one clear lead singer, because that was the formula back in the day. Whereas with Xscape, I don't really look at all of them as lead singers. I don't. So, yeah. Y'all drop down in the comments and tell me, do y'all think all of Xscape are lead singers or nah? I think great gowns, great songwriters, but not all of them are great lead singers. So anyway, my mama said, because we get to Candy's house, and I fell out. We get to Candy's house and we see Ace and Blaze running around, and my mama said, why it just seemed like Candy house ain't never clean? And baby, it do seem like that every time they film. Like, the kitchen was a mess, but to God be the glory. They got a lot going on. Her and Ty talking about everything and nothing at all. So moving on. Tamika and Tasha meet with Mama G, Mama Gloria, and they're trying to make the acronym or the nickname Mama G a thing, because why would Tasha come in talking about Mama G? So they trying to make her the new Mama Joyce, I guess. I don't know. Tamika, before going in, feels like Tasha is her mom's favorite child, and to me that is sad, to know that you're not as heard, to know that your voice is not going to matter as much. You feel like you're walking into a losing battle, especially when your mom calling to let's talk this out. You don't want us to talk this out. You want me to listen to her. And immediately I felt bad for Tamika. So they go in. And Tasha hugs her sister and said, we sisters. We always hug. Tasha, baby, we just saw you in the 2 scenes ago, and you did not hug your sister at the restaurant. You kind of look like... Okay, so Tamika is explaining her side of the story. She's reenacting it, and her mother mouths, she's jealous. Did they cut something out? Because jealous of what? Of what? Oh my God. I felt so bad for Tamika because she was absolutely walking into a losing battle. She was absolutely coming in on the underside of the stick. And it's just like, why are you saying that she's jealous? Does Tasha have something we don't know about? Like, not to say, I don't think any of these ladies are broke. Please don't get me wrong. But does Tasha have or do something that we don't know about? Like, why would she be jealous? Is it the lead singer thing that she's jealous about? Is that what you're trying to say? Because she called her Beyonce? Is that what you're doing? Because honestly, I feel like Who Can I Run To is Xscape's one of their biggest songs. I mean, they got some big songs, but to me, when I think Xscape, I think of their remake of the Jones Girls, Who Can I Run To, and Tamika lead that. So what exactly is she jealous of, Mama G, with the wig? I'm trying not to go in on you with that bold lip with no liner. I ain't like that, but that was rude of you to say that about your child. And so anyway, as she says she's jealous, I look over it and I'm thinking, why is Ocean in here in these grown people business? Because if my grandma was talking to my mama and my auntie and they were in a heated discussion, I cannot be like on my phone and smoking and stuff. I gotta pretend like I don't hear it. Like, I'm probably not gonna be in the room. So yeah, Ocean is there for what reason? Like, in that room for what reason? Probably because Tamika needs to feel like she's not in the room by herself. Maybe that's it. But maybe you should have brought your husband and not your child. I don't know. But when Tamika is done reenacting what happened, the mom says Tamika needs an Oscar. And I just was like, dang, lady, you asked her what happened, so she's telling you what happened. If you don't like Tamika, just say that. Like, she got your whole face, but if you don't like Tamika, just go ahead and say that. So Tasha is triggered because she was the fat one, period, point blank. Like I told y'all before. Tamika, though, although I am on your side a little piece, I will tell you that I want you to take your wig off from that Tyler Perry play Meet the Browns. You was looking like Malay Janae Baptiste Brown, and my brother said that last night and I was falling out because it's so true. And so anyway, Tamika feels like her mother never stands up for her. When Tasha does something, she's quiet, but when she does something, she's very loud. And she said, what are you talking about? Like when? When did I do something? She said, well, you and your husband stole my money. I said, oh, not the Proverbs 31 woman that he was asleep with. Oh, no, Lord. So she says, she goes in, you and Rocky stole my money. And Tasha is denying that she stole this money, but Tasha, your face was looking confused and guilty at the same time. And here's what I think. I can't wait to see more episodes to see what actually comes out about this, because they mama was like, cut them cameras off or leave out of my house. Girl, you ain't got that much power. They just followed your ass at. They just followed your ass at. But this is what I think. I'm confused, so I need more context. She says that it was some royalty checks, and the royalty checks were being deposited into Rocky's account. So if there's being deposited into Rocky's account, how Tasha get in? Did Tasha steal your money or did Rocky steal your money? And how can that happen without your identification and stuff? But I think it's because he was part of management. So are you mad at Tasha or are you mad at Rocky? Because I feel like Rocky and Mama G are the foundation of Tasha and Tamika's issues and Xscape's issues. That's what I think. Y'all let me know down below. I'm excited. I'm all tuned in for this whole series. I'll be here for the whole season. So let's talk about it down below. Drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. We are growing. We are growing. And I'm so excited about it. If you are subscribed, you are officially a bestie. And yeah, more videos are dropping this week. So love y'all, love y'all, love y'all. See y'all soon. Bye.